Hey everybody, working on something weird. This is HAXCMS. It's some early prototype work, but it is actually talking to backend. So this is from a backend, and actually let's put that in the description, and then in the title we'll just do backend dev 100 or something. Okay, so you'd fill out this. I got to fill those in. Hit let's go, and this page updates. But there it is, backend dev 100. The important thing is that this is actually loading in and writing. So it's reading and writing something called JSON outline schema. And so what that looks like, I can edit sites.json. I'm effectively repurposing JSON outline schema, which is this schema definition that we're messing with, to store outlines of material. So if you've seen any hacks videos, we've been doing this in some of those hacks videos with the desktop app. And so that's how like our left panel of content comes into being. So we have this little mini specification here. Well, I'm leveraging that to read and store these sites because this material doesn't have to be relational. It could just be a flat list. Maybe there's an order to things. And so whenever you save a change, there it is, backend dev 100, it's able to write the JSON schema, and then the app tells itself to go pull the new copy of that, and it pulls it in. So this is a very lightweight CMS, if you will, that I'm working on, so that you can build some standalone stuff. And so, you know, the system, if you will, there's just a couple of classes, all of which are rather abstracted. So I've got some for interfacing with JSON outline schema directly. And then I'm basically just copying boilerplate files to generate new microsites. And so that also, it's not just writing to a file, like why would I shoot a video that's boring? It's starting to take that and build out a folder, a file system. And so there's sites backend dev, and the idea is that it would copy and take in and generate outline JSON schema for this microsite, so that then I could be editing and using hacks, but I'm actually editing my little microsite. So I've got this kind of scaffolding wrapper system to be able to build and manage, you know, all these little microsites. If you think that I would click one of these cards and it would load a microsite, would actually go to it, and then I would have, you know, an interface associated with that. That we're going to just leverage hacks to do all of the content management, so that it's going to just write to a very flat index file, more or less. And so our index file will just be like my website pointing to the correct location. And then whenever pages are added, you'll just see folders. I think I have an example in here. Oh, I might have gotten rid of my example that I had. I had an example previously of what the structure of what it writes is. But that you would click add page or something, and it would just basically copy a boilerplate blank HTML file, which is then being referenced by the JSON outline schema, so that we could start to build out more or less the exact replica of the desktop experience, if you're familiar with what that looks like. But that we could do it on just like a little tiny web server. So what that desktop experience is, again, so like if you think of that overview as like this is the overview, this is outline JSON schema right here. Or sorry, JSON outline schema, that's a mouthful. And so that when I click these pages, I'm actually just loading a single HTML asset and I'm throwing it over there. So all that the HAXCMS would do is basically broker this existing on the web and let you create new, you know, little microsites, which is really all these courses are. Like these little course sites that we're talking about building, or these educational resources. It's really just a microsite manager. So yeah, I'm trying to push that along. We're thinking about using this technology for students, and like, so this would be a student-facing thing potentially, that I could come be authorized to a space and then say, oh, well, I need to add a portfolio for myself on portfolio 4201 or whatever, and so, you know, this could be like Jeff's portfolio. and that I could associate an image and do that stuff and kind of make this little mini site that then I'd be able to select it, go into it, and then just start, really using a lightweight, kind of more watered down version of Hax. I think if I go to this, oh, there we go. So that I would just, if you imagine that outline schema being presented there as to what all the pages are that I have access to, throw in an incredibly minimalist theme, and then if we take away a lot of the operations of Hax, right? So like this make, if this is really filtered down to just a handful of items that make sense for students, it just becomes a really easy way to express yourself and put your content out on the web. So that's like, a portfolio site generator, basically right there. So these are some developments in this area. The other amazing thing with Hax from an integration perspective is it's taking way longer to write the backend stuff than it is the front end because of web components. All this stuff just you click a stinking button and I have a page layout now. So like it's kind of funny to actually start utilizing the things that I've been implementing. So yeah, just wanted to give an update on the HAXCMS. As always, if you go to haxtheweb.org, you can check out more of the crazy stuff that we've been up to. It got updated recently with some minor tweaks, but I believe it has the stop note up there now. Yeah, it has stop note, among other things, which is just a nice little example of something cool you can do. It's a really simple web component, but it's pretty useful for conveying information. And yeah.